Hi, I'm Andrew Potter. This is my EDL 850 Module 14 case study. What do we know? We know that the location takes place at Slattery Stono High School in a large city. It's an area that is very affluent, with parents that have professional careers, and the relationships of education is held at a very high standard, and grades are important to them as well. We know who's involved. Dr. Smith, who is the principal for the past 9 years, a very respected principal amongst his peers and in the community as well. Ms. Tate is a new teacher who is highly educated. She's working towards her doctorate, and this is her first couple years of teaching. And then there being possible students sending a threatening email to Ms. Tate. We also know the students' feelings towards Ms. Tate's class. They believe the rigor is not very realistic. We know that Dr. Smith has talked to her about this and has tried to present her with some strategies to help alleviate that rigor on the students. And the students fear the possibility of losing the valedictorian or salutatorian of their class. What do we need to know? One of the first things we need to know is what abilities does the technology department have? Do they have the ability to detect or know where an email has been sent? Who was the source? Was it at school or someplace else? Or where was the email? What address was it sent from? Who has the access to the computers at the school? What is the policy for that use of the computers or in the school or in the district? We need to know who sent the email. An investigation needs to occur, and the local police or the resource officers need to be involved to discover who sent that. What student? Who was the student or students who sent or who had a problem with Ms. Tate? They could be some of the ones that could be a suspect of who sent the email. How did it get to this point? Why was it thought that sending this email was the only solution to this issue? And what is the internet policy and bully policy in the school and district? Again, why was the email sent? What caused the possible student or students to feel like this was the only option they had to resolve this issue of the rigor and the style of teaching that Ms. Tate had? Was there any meetings with Ms. Tate, with the parents or the students outside of class or during a planned time or something to help resolve this issue? And did the students know that Dr. Smith had already talked to Ms. Tate and that she may not have been as receptive to the strategies that Dr. Smith had offered to Ms. Tate? What is the problem? Obviously, a threatening email was sent to Ms. Tate. She received an email with a link to a Facebook page that was threatening Ms. Tate about saying who wants her gone. She shared that email with Dr. Smith, the principal, and it is believed that it may have came from a student that she has in her class. I believe a problem is that it got to that point, that the students felt that that was the only solution. Why was there not a meeting with the parents, the students, and the principal? She was given some strategies to help ease the stress of her class. Were those strategies used? Did she use those strategies effectively? And Dr. Smith obviously spoke to her about the feelings of her class. So did she take it serious? Who sent the email? Who wants Miss Tate to disappear? That is part of cyberbullying. So I think it's an email that needs to be taken very serious, and figured out who sent it. A possible person is William Hall. He's someone who has a strong knowledge of computers, but it may not have been him. And then who else knows the details of the email? You would think if somebody sent an email like that, a student or a group of students, that someone would talk. Somebody would have said something to someone else. So there might be people not directly involved that have information about this email as well. Plan of action. My first step would be to inform the superintendent, let her know, or him or her know, about the complaints that have happened that you have received about Ms. Tate's class. Also explain the strategies that were presented to Ms. Tate to help with classroom support. And then also show the email and Facebook page as well. The next step would be to form an investigation team and develop a plan. I believe that the school tech department needs to be a part of that team. You need local police or school resource officers to be a part of that plan. And then there needs to be steps of who needs to be questioned, and start questioning students, parents, Ms. Tate, and fellow colleagues, and try to gain as much information as possible to discover who or how many people were involved in this. And then I believe the following step would be to support Ms. Tate. Provide her with what she needs to help with her emotions and psyche. This is obviously something that was really affecting her, and that she needs help on what to do next. I believe offering her a possible movement to a different grade, subject matter, or school, if she would like, is something that could be done as well. I believe also then providing more training to the staff on different educational strategies, how to present different material to the students. And then also give training to the students about the internet use and how to handle emotions. Sometimes students have trouble knowing what to do when they have a disagreement, or when their thoughts are different than what the norm is. Give some SEL classes to these students so that they have ways to cope with their emotions. Category 3, resolving the issue. What is best for the students in promoting the academic success and personal well-being of every student? I believe offer an afternoon about the severity of internet use. Give some training to these students about cyberbullying through email and social media. They may not think that because it's not direct face-to-face, that is not a true example of bullying. But as we grow on dependence of technology, it's developing more and more within the kids of a younger age. Also, let them know the laws and consequences of cyberbullying, of doing this type of stuff, even though it's over the internet, and the results of improper internet use. Let them know what the standard is at the school and the district about improper use of internet. Another issue that needs to be resolved is finding out who sent the email, and that person or group of people need to be punished and prosecuted. It is something that needs to be taken very serious, and there needs to be a standard set. And then revisit the protocol of internet with the student body. Are there adjustments that need to occur? Make sure that they know what the standard is. And then giving Ms. Tate the proper support. Letting the kids know that school is for learning and to develop. There may be disagreements, there may be challenges. You need to be able to work through those as a team. And along with the aspect of team is supporting Ms. Tate through the unity of the staff. The staff should also show their support towards Ms. Tate. And then provide proper training on how to communicate with kids, how to help resolve issues that could be occurring. Category 3, the resolution. Make sure the school and district have ways to trace the origin of emails. I think if that technology is out there, that's something that needs to be used in the school. Provide PD to the staff and students. Show the students the correct way to use the internet. Show them the consequences and laws that go along with the internet usage, and how to communicate when there's a disagreement with each other or with adults. The staff needs to could be provided with different methods of presenting material to students, and how to communicate with parents during disagreements. You can get a feeling if kids in your class disagree with how you're presenting the material, and I think talking with the parents and having an adult conversation with them can help solve some of those issues. And make sure that there's support systems for people who do receive cyberbullying, staff members and students. Having a support system for those people. Category 4. What was I thinking and feeling? I was thinking that it's not right for Ms. Tate to receive an email like that. I appreciate her strong thoughts towards her teaching ability, but she also needs to be receptive when somebody is trying to help her. And then I also was thinking that the student or students need to make sure that they receive the proper punishment. Something wrong happened, and there should be a punishment that follows. Some of my feelings was the concern to Miss Tate and also Dr. Smith, and the issue of what he's going to have to deal with now about this. That this is a real life situation. There's events like this that occur all the time, and it's crazy that it's to that point. And the relationship between students, teacher and student, is huge. It can help alleviate classroom issues. I was valuing Mr. Smith's willingness to help and stick with Ms. Tate. Valuing, again, the relationships and school culture. It's huge to set those precedents in your classroom early and within your school, so it is known. And I also value Ms. Tate's thought process of staying true to her style of teaching. Category 4, unsolved or open for further investigation. Obviously, who sent the email is unsolved. What will happen to Ms. Tate? What's the plan? What's her next step? What's going to occur with her? And what is Dr. Smith going to do? This is a pretty big issue. What is his steps to help find a solution? And is Ms. Tate going to change her style? Is she going to continue with the high rigor, or is she going to be a little more receptive on some strategies to change and have a stronger relationship with her students? Category 5, acting with integrity. I think providing Ms. Tate with the resources to help alleviate some of that rigor is a way to help know that there's an issue and fix it. Investigating the email rather than jumping to conclusions based off what Ms. Tate's thoughts were. She identified a student, but Dr. Smith wanted to take a moment, understand the situation, and not just go and attack the student. And taking the internet bullying very serious. He listened to her. He wanted to see the material. He wanted to solve the issue. Acting with fairness. Again, not just blaming Will for the email. Though his name was dropped as a possible suspect, it wasn't then let's go after him. It was let's figure this issue out. Being a strong figure in the community, obviously with the awards that Dr. Smith received, he's respected amongst his community. And then he took his career very serious, or is taking his career very serious. He wants to be a strong leader of the school and in the community. Acting with ethical manner, not going over to Miss Tate's apartment. She made it seem like she needed somebody there, and he didn't do that. Trying to help every student and Miss Tate succeed, it showed that he wants the school to be successful, and taking the email bullying very seriously as well. Thank you for watching.